What was an example of a time you didn't take yourself too seriously and it paid off for you?
The example of the time I didn't take myself too seriously would be when I entered into an eating competition. For Chi Alpha, actually, we had a fall party and there was an eating competition for pumpkin pie, and I downed that thing like a boa constrictor. I got this thing where I can like unhinge my jaw and it just let it go right down my gullet. I won, is basically what I'm saying. Not a big deal. I grew up in the church with my family, so I didn't actually come to Christ until age 14. It was very intense. I know for different people, they experience Christ differently. For me, I was at a point in my life where I was struggling a lot mentally. I was going through suicidal ideation and self-harm, and it was not a very fun time. And for me, it was alone at 3 a.m. in my bathroom. And I felt, I didn't even say like a proper, Jesus Christ, please come into my heart. I didn't say that. It was just 2 words that was just help me. And immediately I felt a weight lifted off of my chest. And I couldn't really explain it by any neurochemical, or anything like any change in that. It just didn't seem like a viable option for why I felt so different in that moment. School. So anxiety inducing. I didn't get really, I had people who cared about me, I think, but I didn't really get into having friends until my sophomore year. As I stated before, like when I was 14, I was going through a lot of issues, and I was eating alone in like the bathroom stall, like in Mean Girls. And so it was like freshman year was really rough. And all of high school was also pretty traumatic, not traumatic, dramatic with a D. Just, I think part of that was just my own emotional issues, but I had a lot of good people surrounding me, and I had people who were there for me, so it wasn't all that bad. There was a silver lining. Yeah, so the reason that I decided to come to Ball State was mostly money. I got scholarship, and then also it was just cheaper than the other colleges that I was looking at. So, and also my older brother went here and he ended up getting a job, so I was like, if he got a job, maybe I can. So I found Chi Alpha through the Spiritual Life Fair. I was walking around and I just happened in the atrium, and at the time I had purple hair, and one of the girls who was a core group leader, she called me out and she goes, "Hey, I like your hair." And I was like, "Thank you." And then I came over and I talked to her a bit, and she gave me her contact number, and she ended up getting lunch with me, and I think that's really what ended up having me stick with Chi Alpha, was the fact that she took the time out of her day to actually sit down and eat with me one-on-one. So my spiritual journey in being in Chi Alpha, really, I joined freshman year, and I would say I was a very bright-eyed freshman. I was with the Lord, but I wasn't dwelling on him, if that makes sense. I was not pondering over scripture, and being in a university where I am able to read so many different historical texts, whether that's through humanity courses or through my own psychic courses, it was very interesting to have that alongside scripture and being pushed to actually investigate spirituality and the metaphysical on just within my own time, and to study that myself. Sophomore year, I got a bit lazy, I got a bit tired, I was having some issues with friends and stuff like that. And then near the second semester of my sophomore year, I was just pushed to be baptized. I saw another girl in my core group get baptized, Megan, and it really inspired me, and I just felt the call and I took it. And then I decided, core group leader after that, I decided I'm just gonna bite the bullet, I'm just gonna go for it, and I'm going to become a core group leader. Being a core group leader so far has shaped me in terms, I would say, mostly of responsibility and discipline. and getting out of my comfort zone, both intellectually and relationally, because I'm very, very I'm very scatterbrained, and also I kind of like to stay in my apartment, in my room, not talking to people. And so being a core group leader has really pushed me to say hello to people that I don't know, to people who I'm, initially fearful of because I think they're going to judge me. It's pushed me to step out of that and actually do that. And then it's challenged me, oh my goodness, so much when it comes to spirituality and intellect and how those two coincide. It's challenged me so much. It's gotten me to actually get off my butt and actually decide to look at scripture and decide to look, like actually determine what I believe. And that's very important. I don't wish that a younger version of me really knew anything different than she did, because I've seen Back to the Future and I know how messing with the past works. I know that if present me were to go to past me and tell her, hey, here's some knowledge you didn't know before, the space-time continuum, yeah, that bad boy, it would be screwed up. And I wouldn't just alter my own future, I'd alter everybody else's future. And I don't want to end up having Biff as my dad or something like that, so no. My future plans after graduation include pursuing a master's degree when it comes to psychology. Getting a master's is kind of a big deal. It's kind of something that you pretty much need to do, especially for what I want to do, which is counseling. So I'd be getting my master's in clinical counseling, and then hopefully, dream me has always wanted, my name to be Dr. Himes. So hopefully I'll get a doctorate, possibly in something like child psychiatry or psychology, not psychiatry. That would be an MD. But yeah, child psychology, long run.